fast response to some sort of Stargate. But let's go ahead and introduce the players first. In the top left-hand position as the blue Protoss, we have Root TT1, who is down 0-1 over this opponent right here, Nightend, who is the red Protoss. Now, if we look at just the terrain, let's go ahead and look at that. And blinking, yes, you can blink from here to here, but you need an observer to actually spot up on top of that. Units have to get so far out of position. Now, what's the other blinking opportunity? Of course, you can go right in the main. You can also go over here, but normally, if I have my units positioned right around here, let's say I have Immortals, Sentries, Stalkers, well, you blink over here, I caught you caught off guard. If you blink over here, or you try to go up the center, I obviously have an advantageous position on you. And there's no real ability to blink over here. I mean, you have to blink once up over here just to start attacking the natural. So I really feel like blink is the worst tech to go. A lot of players don't really do it, although some players do kind of, you know, throw it in there once in a while. But that being said, because I know blink isn't going to be coming out, a lot of players actually say Stargate is a really good alternative. You go one gate, Stargate, into a robotic facility, and you go like an Immortal Phoenix timing. That's still very prevalent in today's metagame.
I agree. I think Stargate is very good on this map. If you see, I think Robo is also really good. If you saw a lot of the Pro League games, the reason why I quote Pro League, even though yes, Kessler players are not on the level of GOM players just yet, it's because a lot of games were played on Entombed Valley. Pro League had a very small map pool. It was like Cloud Kingdom, Ohana, Entombed Valley, and like Daybreak. Very, very limited map pool. But they played on Entombed Valley a lot, and Pro League players actually had a lot of Protoss players because people were like, huh, Protoss is pretty good in StarCraft too. So there was a lot of PvP matches, and I remember a lot of people go for quick Robo or quick Stargates in this scenario. And then you have that dynamic, like you said, if you go for a quick Robo but you get additional gateways and handle any kind of Phoenix play by turtling, you're able to counter push and they can't hold it. Vice versa, if they go for Stargate play and they're playing like, you know, the Immortal drop, then they get picked off really easily and you're able to do stuff from there. So it's really cool to see that kind of dynamic on Entombed Valley. People don't feel like it's Cloud Kingdom where you have to go play Stalkers and people feel obligated they need to do one kind of build. A lot of styles are viable on this map.
That's right, and I think it actually, taking out Blink Stalkers actually increases the variety of builds. And that's weird to say, but think of a map like Antigua Shipyard. Do you see anything but Blink Stalker on that map? It's because Blink Stalker is clearly...
proxy gateways.
That's proxy gateways. Sometimes you see like a proxy Robo and then try and do 3-gate pressure before Blink Stalker is up. But that's really like, I'm doing a build to kill your Blink Stalkers. That's really it. So it's kind of, I don't know, dry, I think, when it's only Blink Stalker out in the field. But yet again, look at this, Frodan. We do have a Sentry coming out here. Now, the reason why I say Sentry is a little bit harder to do on this map is because, again, the prevalence of that really fast Stargate play. But not only that, it's a big ramp over here. So there is potential for you to actually get bum rushed.
I do think that TT1, I mean, he is going for a 1-gate expanding again, but I think he's counting on the fact that he's going for Robo. Because, again, Robos, like, Immortals are very good on this map as well because of, like, the double high ground you can kind of protect really easily. And I think he's really banking on the fact that Nightend won't scout him as easily either. It is Entombed Valley, although Nightend did get a good scout of his opponent and sees the Zealot Sentry again. So I want to see where Nightend takes this in response because he is taking a very safe route. He's getting even an Observer first off of his immediate Robo.
TT1 should have the advantage, though, when it comes down to it. I mean, because you get that expansion out so fast, you're able to actually monetize that a little bit faster as well. And you're getting the robotics facility out in a pretty good time. Now, this is where he's taking. He's actually going for not only a Warp Prism, maybe even a fake Warp Prism, like 2-gate pressure with that, but he's also going up to Robotics Bay. So he's choosing to say, okay, you rely on Sentry so much, I'm going to tech directly into Colossus. Now, he doesn't really go for the Thermal Lance. This actually hits when the first Colossus comes out, and it's to actually depower those Force Shields as fast as possible. Once he can do that and just crush them, well, obviously his ground army can just take over. And when you build an army composition solely based on sentries in this beginning stage, you can a lot of times get punished pretty hard.
Well, I do think that Nightend's going to go for Immortal drops, but he's going for a fast Colossus instead.
Okay.
And he might just go for a Colossus without a Thermal Lance. Immortal drops are very good on this map as well because of the way you can poke the third and back.
That's true.
And there's a lot of ways you can kind of capitalize on it. Again, there's a lot of Pro League games where they were doing that. It was really cool to watch. Nightend at the same time, TT1 at the same time is squeezing out Immortals. He likes to defend because Immortals are quicker. You can take advantage of Colossus. They're very slow as well. And the ledges are actually a little bit tough for Colossus to kind of attack up to because of how far the high ground juts out, especially towards the expansion.
Sure,
so
yeah.
we'll see how Nightend chooses to respond. If he's going to push with without the Thermal Lance, it's going to be a little bit tricky, but he does have a Warp Prism also to avoid the Immortal, so that could come into play as well.
You know what? This game just shows me that Nightend does his homework. He's doing everything that I just said, and I have full vision on TT1. I have the ability to see exactly what he's doing. Nightend doesn't. So what that tells me is Nightend did his homework. He knows exactly what his opponent normally likes to go, and he's doing builds that directly counter it as much as possible. Now, TT1 definitely, don't get me wrong, he's not out of the game. He definitely has capabilities of coming back into this and being able to hold this off effectively. But holding two different sides, that is going to be hard, Frodan.
Lack of mobility. Sentries and Mortals are very slow. Nightend will be able to drop into the main and even warp into the main while Nightend pressures the front and even traps it with force fields. That can also come into play as well. Nightend gonna go for the drop immediately. Doesn't TT1 have anything in position? TT1's also supply blocked. He can't warp in anything. Oh, Pylon just finished though. That's super clutch.
Oh, look at that beautiful force field trapping all the units on the high ground. And from here, I feel like TT1 is dead. He loses his expansion. He's actually taking a lot of damage in the main over there, and now he's going to lose an Immortal, which is really, really tough for him. It's tough. There's going to be continual force fields, though. There it is. Very nicely done. And with no War Prism out in the field, I don't know how TT1 can actually salvage this.
Yeah, it's the force fields that trap the Mortals on the ramp, and TT1 looks like if he can handle the War Prism would still be in a good position to defend. He still does have an expansion. He deals with the rest of the Zealots, but the force fields again from Nightend to keep the units trapped out is very nice for Nightend thus far. Another warp into the main to kill more probes is going to keep TT1 away from the natural, which is another thing. Immortal that's misrallied, Andre. TT1's going to lose one. That is huge.
And that's going to be it. TT1 loses the natural. Now he will clean up stuff in the main and finally get this Warp Prism. But now it's one base against one base. But who has the Colossus? It's going to be Nightend. Who has the positioning? It's going to be Nightend. Nightend is so far ahead this game. And look, oh, come on. There it is. Force Field's going to come out here and again, prevent TT1 from really doing anything.
The fact that he has no way to break the ramp at all. TT1, if he was able to get in position, still has an inkling of hope to kind of hold it off, but because he can't get in range of that Colossus, sure, the Immortal does awesome damage, but Nightend's got non-stop warp ins. TT1's still probing at this point. I guess he's only got minerals, but...
And that's going to do it. I really feel like TT1 can't do anything. It's unfortunate, but it's just a very, very devastating build order loss. Yet again, Nightend just making all the right moves, and now trying to get this last Colossus. Can he get it, Frodan? I'm not.
Well,
no, he's not.
Mortal's doing a pretty good job zoning it off, and Nightend's actually going to kind of have to run, but there it is, GG, and Nightend takes the 2-0 win over TT1. Great planning for the match, and you know what? Nightend also was playing at DreamHack, guys. So this is a really cool way for Nightend to just show more of his skill. That he's also tired when he plays these games. Like it's DreamHack's like a 12-hour day, and Andre, we've had like 10-hour days, and I'm tired. Like, can you imagine 12 hours of just nonstop?
Oh, I can.
Yeah, it's insane.
I definitely can.
Insane.
A very, very tough loss for TT1. He really didn't get to do anything those two games because, honestly, his opponent did his best homework. Yeah, that's what it was.
Great job by Nightend. Takes a 2-0 victory, and as a result, moves up his division. That game and series was brought to you by Epson, the #1 projector brand worldwide. Pick up your own Epson projector at epson.com. Coming up next, we have our special series. Andre, what do we have coming up?
Sheth versus Letod. It's going to be played on Heart of the Swarm, though.
That's right.
Wow, not Wings of Liberty. We're going to see that show match go down right after this break, after we thank our sponsors. Did we already thank them?
Yes, we did.
We're going there right after this break.